To reach a $32 billion evaluation, a modern corporation usually requires massive physical infrastructure. Think of sprawling permanent campuses, thousands of highly specialized employees and servers, humming and heavily guarded bunkers. By 2022, FTX had successfully convinced the public. They were exactly that kind of institution. They bought naming rights to major sports arena and ran high-budget advertisements during the Super Bowl, reaching tens of millions of everyday people. The financial press and top-tier venture capitalists enthusiastically co-signed to this image. They plastered the young founders on magazine covers, treating them like the next generation of serious Wall Street titans. This external facade was incredibly effective. It successfully convinced the smartest money managers in the world that they were depositing their funds into a deeply secure, mature financial fortress. The physical reality of FTX looked entirely different. Their operations weren't run out of a fortified corporate campus, but from an isolated luxury resort penthouse in the Bahamas. Inside that penthouse, there were no strict departments or specialized executives. It was a chaotic dormitory-like environment populated almost entirely by sleep-deprived 20-something working around the clock. The biological engine driving those endless work cycles was a massive open supply of prescription stimulants. Bottles of Adderall and other amphetamines were a regular feature of their daily routine. Silicon Valley has long fetishized useful grind culture. FTX was that exact culture, injected with billions of dollars in capital and completely stripped of any adult supervision. Living on a steady stream of uppers creates a very specific physiological state: hyperfocus, risk blindness, and the ability to work through normal sleeping hours. The core team channeled that manic energy directly into writing code and deploying new products. This image shows major cryptocurrencies set against a volatile trading graph as an exchange. FTX's core function was to handle billions of dollars in complex digital asset trades in this highly active market because they lacked bureaucratic hurdles and worked unnatural hours. They shipped features at a blistering pace. Traditional, heavily regulated financial institutions simply couldn't match their development speed to venture capitalists watching from the outside. This chemically induced output looked exactly like the elusive hyper-efficiency they constantly hunt for. The speed completely masked the structural rot underneath. The singular obsession with moving fast meant they never built out basic corporate guardrails. FTX operated without an independent board, without a risk management team, and without functioning human resources. This diagram maps out the standard architecture of a multi-billion-dollar financial firm. A CEO is typically supported by vital pillars: a board of directors, strict compliance officers, internal auditing, and risk management. At FTX, those supporting structures simply didn't exist. The founders actively avoided building them, leaving the entire operation resting entirely on a small, isolated group at the top as billions of dollars in new assets floated into this unsupported central box. The physical and operational strain grew, amidst operating without any seasoned executives to say no or check their math. Read a massive amount of arrogance within the young core team. You cannot safely scale a $32 billion financial enterprise using the ad hoc move fast and break things infrastructure of a college hackathon. That lack of oversight lead directly to the fatal flaw of the entire operation: the deeply tangled relationship between the FTX exchange and its sister trading firm, Alameda Research. This visual breaks down the core mechanic of the fraud. Customer deposits were supposed to sit safely in the exchange silo. Instead, an illicit pipeline was opened, funneling those safe deposits directly into the high-risk speculative bets being made by Alameda. When those speculative bets failed, the funds evaporated, leaving a massive glaring deficit. where the protected customer money was supposed to be a group of manic young voters, took a reckless, overconfident shortcut, assuming they could simply outtrade the mounting losses and refill the hole before anyone noticed. The math caught up with them. When the broader crypto market turned downward, customers began demanding their money back, all at once triggering a bank run that exposed the multi-billion-dollar deficit in real time, the exact same hyper-focused, risk-blind mentality that allowed them to build a massive company at record speed, actively prevented them from seeing the inevitability of their own collapse. The end came with a violent sadness over the course of just a few days in November. A corporate empire, valued in the tens of billions of dollars, evaporated completely. The real-world consequences were immediate and devastating. Millions of regular retail investors lost their savings, while the young founders now faced decades in federal prison. This collapse highlights a catastrophic failure of the traditional financial establishment. The smartest investors in the room proved completely incapable of distinguishing between dangerous, manic growth and actual competence. The business world continually myths disruptive tech culture, treating vital regulatory oversight and structural caution as annoying roadblocks to innovation. Innovation stripped of adult oversight and boring structural reality functions like a temporary chemical high. Eventually, the focus fails, the energy dissipates, and the structure collapses under the weight of its own unmanaged